Hey, I'm Feedback Gaming, and this is Hearts of Iron 4, and this is the British. The British? The British what? Hearts of Iron 4 is a game where you play a country in the 1930s and 1940s. In this case, we're playing as India, but it wasn't referred to as India in the 1930s. It was the British Raj. What instead of siding with Britain, we went against them. We went down the dark path, the ideological change path, siding with the enemy or a friend, depending on what direction you're going. Well, this is a World War II game, so you write the history, and if you win, you can write it as if you were the good guys. Aha. Now I'm going to show you the power of the British Raj, India, because the factory potential and the manpower potential is absolutely insane. Let's begin by building the Great Indian Railway. To top it off, because we're on civilian economy, as you do, you always go for infrastructure first, because that's the most cost effective. And go for the regions here that you can see they've got maximum resources. In this case, you can see the steel here and here is max. And then top it off, if you go into the states map mode, you can see the land that's the most developed. And you can see Delhi is the most developed, meaning it will have the most building slots. And off the back of that, then you can do things like this and build civilian factories in these said regions. If you right click, it just moves to that location so you know where you're building, just to keep in check. Research, it's not very good. We've only got 2 slots, so we are going to focus on industry initially. If you look closely at your resources, you can get an idea what's going to be best for you. As you can see, you've got quite a lot of steel, and you've got a decent amount of tungsten, a little bit of rubber, a little bit of chromium, but for the most part, your key resources are tungsten and steel, and that makes a perfect artillery build. In that circumstance, actually, I think what we'll probably do is rush for artillery, because we don't even have that. That's right, not even research yet. Guns, max those out. And to top it off, we don't really have an opportunity for a navy, so we'll go with that. We'll assign the Maya for the production cap. At the same time, we might as well just queue these up immediately. So we go for the production initially, then the soft attack, and then the breakthrough, hard attack, breakthrough, and defense and hard attack. Production first, then stats second. We'll grab our entire army, and we'll move them to Delhi, and we'll delete all but one. We are going to do the 1 division trick. No, it is nowhere near as effective as it used to be. I'm sorry. It is a way of getting a little bit of XP early game. There you go. You are in Delhi. You are exercising. I think it's a little bit better to move outside Delhi to exercise, because if you look closely, Delhi doesn't actually have extra attrition based on terrain types. In this circumstance, you might be better off doing it in the plains. Let's do it in the plains then. Off we go, 5 speed. Let's go. And look at the amount of industrial capacity. See, we've only got 18 civilian factories. Not too bad. Then you get exports. You can see here people desperately want our steel. In this circumstance, it would be better off if we were on free trade. Maybe we'll invest into that. Maybe we won't. We'll see. So we can't progress down a political path until we have 10% world tension. So we'll have to come back to that. In the meantime, we can either work on our army, which has some modest bonuses, I suppose. But the spiciest is definitely going to be the resources. In that case, an extra civilian factory, an extra steel is going to be banging. Oh, we also have a single aircraft as well. Do we exercise this? Yeah, why not? Exercise to level 3. Assign a general. These generals are probably British, so they're probably going to disappear. I'll have to get some new Indian ones. Artillery, followed by artillery. Top that off, we're going to assign a single middle into artillery. So at the beginning you don't really produce that much, but as time goes on, your production efficiency goes up to where you can produce maybe 1 or 2 artillery pieces per day. Assign that mill early, get the production efficiency, pay off later. It all goes in a big circle. 24 steel in Bombay. Where's Bombay? Bombay is here. So in that circumstance, I kind of want to max out Bombay as well to gain more steel from that said region. It's all going to come down to when we have the opportunity to mobilize soon. We're going to have to go for dispersed industry. Let's get on that immediately. Seeing as we're not going to take advantage of the soft attack, we're probably better off going for the industry, so let's go for those girders. It's worthwhile to go for the production because you can start building it, but the ones that just give passive bonuses like soft attack aren't as worth it until you're about to go to war. So in this case, let's get those raw numbers out by going for construction. All right, we got political power. Who do we go for? Be aware most of these may disappear depending on your political ideology. In this circumstance, when I'm hovering over them, it doesn't actually say that these guys will disappear. Gandhi? You can get a Gandhi. However, his stats are really awful. For someone who had such a monumental impact on Indian history, Paradox have done him short. Sorry, Indians. Top it off. Free trade. The beauty of free trade is 80% of your resources will be given to the market, so you'll not be able to use. But I can't even use most of those resources anyway, because I've only got 3 mills anyway. In this case, we're only at 50% use to the market. So this free trade means more market goods will be given to the market, more opportunities for people to buy, and hopefully more potential civilian factories. So it goes in a big circle. You tend to find that free trade is very beneficial over the first few years of the game. Then when you get the mill production up, you better have switching down to something like export, which means you have less resources for the market, but more for us. It's a matter of, do you want the civilian factories for exports, or do you want to focus on your own raw production? Are you thinking internally or externally? Is it protection versus globalism, I suppose? Hey, Tata Steel is done, and that gives us a straight up 24 steel, but that's multiplied based on the amount of infrastructure. If you look really closely here, ooh, here it is. See the supply route, which is 1 supply depot in every state, increases it by 20%. Then you've got the multiplier of 1.4 as well. So overall, 24 steel becomes 40 steel. But we're not done yet. We can go higher. So Bombay, increase it, and then another plus 15. More steel is important early game because most nations need steel. A lot of minor nations need it. And as you can see here, this is the impact. We're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 civilian factories from trading with these smaller nations. And that's only going to go up because think about the war effort. When more nations need resources, when the war kicks off, you'll gain more civilian factories, and you tend to find that Japan and China will take advantage of your resources. One thing you need to work towards for India is more research slots. Now, there's a few of them. There's one here, then there's one here, and there's also one down here too. However, a lot of them are locked behind said requirements. This one you need 50 factories, and this one requires you to be independent. But for now, we can go for this one. So let's get Assam oil. Oh, and look, Poland and Germany want our rubber. Oh, and Spain wants a little bit of oil as well. See, look, India, so profitable, so many resources, lots of opportunities. Okay, we're gonna go for the army expert. That guy looks Indian. Sorry, I may have profiled him, but he gives ticking XP, which is so necessary at the start of the game. Boom, +1 research slot. So every minor nation in the game that isn't based in Europe starts off with 2 research slots. So getting 3 means you can kind of just catch up to the world. Because you always need 1 dedicated slot for your industry, and then kind of another one for the passive bonuses, and then the third one is your specialization. So here's an example. 1 for industry, 1 for your passive bonuses, as I mentioned, and then the third one you would go for something like artillery, which is something we are going to tech into. And as you can see in this circumstance, we are going to take loads of advantage of the steel and tungsten. Once again, I'm playing what I call to my strengths. In this case, I see what resources I've got, and I tech towards them in that circumstance. With chromium, we could probably get away with heavy tanks, but the question would be is where would we use heavy tanks? Look at all these mountains and rivers. They don't do very well on those terrains. Remember, tanks are kind of a flat land vehicle. They do effective when they do that, brutally effective, but not so much in these circumstances. So I'm going to go for something that's just a little bit easy to work with. And then we go for the cement mixer. Just +1. Hey, come on, you know what comes next. Delhi maxed out. And now we're focusing on this area to gain some more steel. Now, people trading with us, you damn right they are. Or even getting a bit of tungsten trade from Iraq. Rubber for Poland. If you hover over here, you can actually see how many you're getting. So 7 civilian factories, which remember have an unbelievably expensive cost. Civilian factories are being magically made out of thin air to use for our production. And you can see they are being used here. 15 civilian factories, and we're on civilian economy. That's pretty nice, right? That's not too bad. Boom, research slot. So, what did I say? Industry, passive bonuses, which we don't need right this second, so we're not going to war. In that case, let's work on industry. Machine tools. So, I can't remember what the name of the YouTuber was, but credit where credit's due. Please comment below if you remember his name. But they found out from a bit of research, some of these bonuses you get, the flat bonuses for production, see factory output, are just as good under machine tools for production camp. So these first 2 are really strong, and then you get kind of diminished returns as it goes down. So work towards improved machine tools as soon as you can, because those initial bonuses are very strong. Nuke technology, the Institute of Fundamental Research. Fundamental? That kind of makes me think it's something that's like essential, but can't be done without. I feel like nuclear technology feels a little bit non-fundamental. Well, in the 1930s anyway. Okay, I'm going to gamble a little bit because I actually don't know if I'm going to lose these guys in the Civil War, but we'll go for the silent workhorse, which pays himself off in about 2 years, which gives a net gain to political power. Myos, artillery. You know how this works, right? It's all about the production initially. I like the anti-air bonus. They don't have to be in the right order. It'll just automatically skip one if you can't go for it, and then it'll go back to the next one. Easy. National focuses. We now have 100 world tension, or 20 world tension, and we do have the option now to progress. In this case, we can either go for raw resources, which is quite useful. Yeah, let's do that actually, because I'm focusing on my economy initially, and soft attack is next. All right, 5 speed. Let's go. So now we're building civilian factories. Going for something like early mobilization is worth it. It's best to jump from civilian to partial, but we don't have the world tension for that. We'll have to make do with what we've got. All right, let's hire some stuff. Industrial concern for research bonus. Top it off the ideological crusader for stability. And then top it off, we can go for popular figurehead for the extra max stability. So we are going to plan for the Civil War now, and we are going to go for kind of a flaky, weird strategy to do that. You make the one horse division, which is used for garrisons quite effectively, which we'll show a little bit later on. Is that the case? Yeah, we do actually have garrisons in our region. We don't have it all cored anymore. I forgot about that. So local police force, cavalry, and prioritized garrisons. Gonna work on some more artillery. That's good. They go provisional elections. Now you get the choice between autonomy by going for the National Congress or the opposite direction and piss off Britain. We are going to go our own path. Max out that stability. Loads of stability. So now we're building our civilian factories, but in these states with a maxed infrastructure. So infrastructure does loads of things. It adds fuel capacity. It increases supply in that region for each individual province. It increases resources in those regions. And it also gives a construction bonus in that region for building other things. So that's the reason why when you're on civilian economy, toaster economy, this one, it is always a better idea to build your infrastructure first, depending on the size of your economy. For every rule, there's always 10 other rules as well. Oh no, Dave, why is it so complex? Anyway, working condition gives plus 10 stability. So we'll go for that now. Excavation is done. Now we're going to focus on the passive bonuses. Trade, how's it going? No one wants chromium. Oh my goodness, the steel. So many. 6 is that? Yep. 1 for tungsten, 2 for the rubbers, and 1 for the oils. Okay, now we're going to go for the all-Indian forward block, which once again gives us support either for fascism or communism. What path are we going to go? I'm going to rush for Disperse 3, and the reason I do that is for building slots. Don't forget, not only does this give a net gain to production output, it increases the building slots per state. In that case, because we're building in these said regions, we can build those super high. As you can see, these are the regions with the key amount of infrastructure as well. The all-Indian forward block. Now we have to make the tough decision. And this is a hard one because the two choices are beneficial in their own way. So Germany is going to give us free paratroopers and support from Italy. Are we going to use paratroopers? Probably not, but it's cool to have. Then you get to join the tech group for Germany. And then finally you get access to a bunch of air bonuses from Japan. Okay, cool. On the left path though, we have access to the research block for the Soviets and then access to armor tech and anti-tank. Based on our playstyle and how we're playing, it really don't matter what we're going to go for because neither of those really jump out and benefit us. Once again, it's going to be artillery and infantry based. So I lean ever so slightly towards the Soviet Union. Communist India, how will that work? Weaponized poverty based. Just heads up as well, avoid building in Bangladesh here and Burma here and Pakistan here, because at certain points in the video these areas will break away, and they have been a little bit bugged in the past where sometimes they break away, it doesn't cause a war, you just lose that land, you can never get it back. It is a pain, but it is what it is. Anti-air, very very important if we're not going for air for ourselves. Big artillery, the 25-pounder. Is it worth rushing? No, let's work on production for now, and then we'll max out the artillery. So as you can see, there's a lack of mills going on here. Oh, the Soviet Union has refused to help us. Oh, boo-hoo. Doesn't matter because we can do this alone. Civil war for India. Let's dive in the deep end. Now, it's the best to do this now before World War starts, because if you are a puppet of Britain, you will automatically join the war against the Axis, which you just have a little less control of where you're going to be dictating where your troops are going to be going in the world. The Civil War will break you away from the autonomy system 100% and put you in a better state. Oh man, look at the economy. How many are we getting now? 6 from steel, 1 from tungsten, 3 from rubber, and 2 from oil. So, as I said to you, having that big economy on free trade is definitely worth it, particularly early game. The AI will trade with you. Anti-air is done. work on the more advanced anti-air. We can't assign it though because we don't have any free mills, but we will assign it to have the slot automatically assigned at some point. Okay, what we're going to do is wait until the very last day, because when this focus finishes, you will get a civil war. 3, 2, 1, boom. Now what we're going to do is we're going to delete that guy, and then we're going to basically put all of our equipment on the market. All of it. So this means all, and then we put it all on the biggest price. So that we'll try and prevent people from buying our goods, but we can always just say no at the top of the screen anyway. Then the Civil War fires. Boom! We now have the British Raj versus the Indian People's Republic. We're going to wait a single day, and then we're going to train a bunch of horses. 1, 2, 3. Then we remove everything from the market. And the reason why we do it this way, guys, is this cheeses the system. And there, look now, all the equipment has now been given to me. And now I'm going to train as many divisions as I can. 51. Deploy them immediately. And then top that off as well. Can we build any more infrastructure? Guess we could take advantage of the rubber. We'll do that for now. We'll resume our economy when the Civil War's over anyway. We can rebuild the economy here, and this gives us lots of factories, so we'll take advantage of that immediately. Ignore the buy request, because we're not buying. We were doing a fake buy. We were pretending by putting things on the market, but not actually selling them. Ah, that sounds like fraud, Dave. Well, that makes me a fraudster. Train them to 20% and deploy and deploy. Put them on the front line, off they go, and deploy. I realize I actually own one province in Pakistan as well. Nice. Get everyone on the front line. Go, go, go. And come on, guys. Push. 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 Go, go, go. I feel like there's been a change recently where you put them on aggressive and they don't actually act aggressive. I don't know why that's the case. And right click on the victory points, and that Civil War is done and dusted before it even began. All right, deployed all those divisions. We'll split them in half. Add a field marshal. I don't think we have a field marshal. These look British. Wow, their loyalties align with the Indians, not with the Britons. And we are at war with the Allies. I don't think we are. No. They have an opportunity to join the war. But due to the world tension being too low, I don't think they have the option to actually click the call to arms. Ooh, look at that flag. No lie. I think that actually might be a new flag. Yep, that is the flag. What is that? So it's a hammer. Well, actually, no, there's no hammer. It's corn and a sickle, and then the modern Indian flag. Crazy. Train another 8 divisions. 8, so make it 7. So then we've got full 2 armies. You can see we've got all of our equipment in tight. We never lost a single piece of equipment. And then the other side, we're able to train any single divisions. This is the sneakiest tactic of them all. And it is an easy way of cheesing almost all civil wars. Well, get this. If Paradox chooses to patch this, I have it on the shenanigans up my sleeve. It's not the only one. Deploy the 7 boys, split them between the 2 armies, and then 2 24 division armies. Now, the biggest concern is going to be having enough equipment. But there is an alternative. We can buy things off the market, and I think I might buy these guns off Britain. You think Britain would not be up for working with us, wouldn't you? You know, just how we got out of this war and how we broke away from the Empire. You think they would be like, we're not going to trade with you. Here we are. It doesn't make any sense, but here we are. Here we have an Indian general now, and she is pretty good. Is that a she? I might be saying a she. Is that a she or a he? Did you just assume her gender, Dave? Regardless, we'll assign them. They, them have been assigned. Okay, restart the economy, build infrastructure, build in all the key locations. The economy is taking a little while to start up again because no one wants to trade with us. Deal's going well. Oh, I take it back. I retreat on everything I just said there. They're trading with us just as much as they did before. And get this, we've got another dispersed industry that's completed, adding more building slots, the potential to build more civilian factories inside of my country. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finish that up, and off we go. Economy, economy, economy. Construction, and those passive bonuses. So what we're going to go for is proper heritage. Now, proper heritage has changed. Boom. Proper heritage now gives leader experience gain plus 10%, plus a bunch of other bonuses that we're not really going to take advantage of. Horses are okay, and the core bonus is good, but we're not going to be fighting our core territory. The leader bonus here means our guys will gain XP significantly quicker. In this circumstance, what I'm going to do now is do the big switcheroo. We need some mills, okay? And Delhi's where we're going to build them and stack them off the back of that. We should be able to build these at absolutely lightning speed if we get partial mobilization. Just so close anyway. Boom! Rebuilding the nation. So a bad event will happen to you whilst you're at war based on a bunch of different attributes. If you don't want the bad event to happen, get rid of it here by getting rid of clamp down on corruption. We'll go for the mills first. We can't do the ties with the British because they're, well, we're no longer part of Britain. But then we'll go for these to get rid of the risk of famine, political power, to fix all these states. Can you see this down here? Densely populated rural area losing some core supply impact, and also it makes a big impact on this too. There we go, agrarian society. So when you need manpower as India, what you've got to do is get rid of agrarian society, and that's how you get rid of it. All right, we need radio. Reinforce rate's important, or we will get reinforced memed and will not be able to deal enough damage in battle. So let's figure that one out immediately. Also, we have the option for a Mayo improvement for artillery, giving soft attack. That's what artillery does. That's what I'd recommend. Okay, let's convert everyone now to our key infantry division. At the same time, we get an idea of how far in the hole we are with guns. 30,000, not good. In that case, we can buy guns from the market. Buy them from Britain. Oh, yeah, the issue we've got is we have a lack of convoys. We can only have 5 deliveries with 3 civilian factories. Oh, they will say no. Oh, it's because they are actually annoyed. Well, that, do you know what? That actually kind of makes sense in all fairness. Britain wouldn't trade with us and supply us with guns, would they? Poland, will you help us out? Poland, Poland, Poland. Oh, this is a land route. So 3 deliveries. Yeah, there we go. So that's the cost of civilian factories, and that's how many deliveries it will be. And you can never do more than 15 anyway. Also, Saudi Arabia. Yeah. In this case, make the cost as cheap as possible without increasing the amount of deliveries, because that's the cost over time. So in this case, it'll be 2 months to deliver this total amount of guns. And then the final one is this nation. What is this nation? This is Mongolia, I think. And then spend the rest of my civilian factories. I have disabled my entire economy. Well, most of it anyway. Just the ability to import 10k guns, which I think is 100% worth it. Unrest in northern India. Oh no! The reason for this is these breakaway states that have not had their needs listened to. Okay, we need trains. So I don't think we have them even trained. No trains for trains, have we? No, we don't even have trains trained. In that case, we will do that right now. Civilian train. So once your army gets above a certain side, there's a requirement for trains, and it activates. And at that point, you need trains. We also need trucks as well. So we'll work on that as well. We'll have 1 into trucks, and we'll start producing those now. Next up, we'll go for integrate the princely railways. And we're probably going to need an agency soonish as well. Imports of guns have arrived. And then we're taking a bite out of the guns. Radios next. So our first objective as a newly fresh independent India is going to be to sort our internal problems, catch up in the world when it comes to factories, which we're working on that, and then deal with the issues around us. Initially, we're not really we're not a European nation, so why should we care about European affairs? Well, for now. So we are more of a regional power, so this is where things are happening in Japan. In that circumstance, that's what I'm going to care about most for now. All right, construction 3's done. We're going to go for more excavation, more opportunity for resources. And our big seller is steel, as always. And the next big seller is actually rubber. So we were right to develop the south here. Integrate the princely railways, clamp down on corruption. So corruption will only occur, well, the famine will only occur once you are at war and then below certain factors. And then it will cause some big negative modifiers for your nation for like a year or 2. If you would never want that to happen, just get rid of it by clamping down on corruption immediately. Okay, we're going to queue up some mills now, here and here. Once again, don't build in Pakistan, Bangladesh, or Burma. Trust me. Civilian train is done. Then we go for the armored train. Assign a single train and start producing them. Do we need to catch up on guns? We're getting there. If you want to hover over your logistics here, you can see how long it's going to take to fix the deficit of guns. You can see here, look really closely. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? It's there. The shortage will last for 450 days, and it is going down significantly more. Why? Because of imports of guns, as well as the number one is production cap going up. So it is an estimate. Clamp down on corruption. No more corruption. And then we go for administrative oversight, which is a new thing they've recently added, which is kind of OP and allows you to get rid of agrarian society, which is also pretty OP. It's how you get manpower as India. Actually, alternatively, you can actually mobilize more as well. I never even thought of that. Anyway, regardless, partial mob. We can also go for the theorist now. We can also go for the infantry expert now. I guess we mobilize a little bit. And my goodness, look at the manpower going up. Oh my goodness. And I'm only going up by a tiny few steps. Remember, India, at this time in the world, is the second largest population in the entire world. The second. It is number 1 right now, though. India number 1. Can we get that in the comments? India number 1? Okay, let's adjust our production. Once again, if we want to sort out our gun problems, we're going to do that by importing. I'm going to sort them by how many there are on the market. In this case, the most from Saudi Arabia. And once again, I'm just going to buy the full 15. Yeah, 2 supplies worth, 2 deliveries, 12 civilian factories. Next one is buying from, I'm going to say Estonia. Or it could be Latvia. Oh no. Murdered in the comments. 1 delivery, yes. And then Iraq. There we go. Off we go. Deliver, deliver, deliver. The Indian Civil War. We're in a situation here that Pakistan will be released and declared war on each other. The easiest way around this is the same thing we did before. Basically, we're going to sell all of our equipment on the market. All of it. Every single piece. Yes, this is exploit time, boys. And I'm showing you the dirtiest methods to survive as the Indians. He, he, he. Wait a day. Yes, all on the market. Release! Pakistan has been broken free. And it's 2 Pakistans. And a bunch of divisions have been assigned to us. That's good. And we can take advantage of those divisions. Here. And then here. Top it off now. What we can do is cancel all these off the market. And now we have all the equipment. Okay, Field Marshal for you. Train. Train. Getting position. And to top it off, we can train a bunch of horses because they train quickly. And then we can convert them to a proper division. In this case, we'll go for something like this as a support artillery. And convert everyone to the support artillery. Oh, we can't because these are unchangeable divisions. Okay, fair enough. We'll convert the ones we're training to that. 2-nation theory. Well, we've fixed our issues with the Muslim community. Oh, no, we've not actually. Muslims are no longer part of India, but we still have marginalized Muslim community. So that event does fire when you're independent for a set amount of time. However, it always fires a little bit differently every game, so you can never really predict it. In that case, that's why I've acted on that immediately. To get everyone to position, everyone here, move to the Western Front. Administrative oversight is done. We're all in the right position here. We're going to deploy you guys at 10%. The Civil War has stalled. No independence. So the way this is meant to work historically is you're going to grant them independence. Or alternative, in this case, I'm basically going to say, no, there will be no peace. The war will continue. All right, everyone's in position now. And I think the plan is to deploy you guys here and then strike Pakistan. Convert to the big division. We'll attack them in the center here and combine our forces into one set location. We'll move you over. Oh, that was our field marshal. Whoops. Guess we need another general, I guess, don't we? Another general? Yeah. Off you go. We're going to make a staff office plan. Need to wait for the equipment to trickle in. Are we behind on equipment? No, we're all up to date. That's good. We just need to wait here. See, the strength of these divisions is very low. We're waiting for the equipment and the training to trickle in, and then we can actually counterattack. Now we're almost there. We're going to go for railway guns because why not, right? It's opposite day. Soft attack is what we need. 3, 2, 1. Burma has seceded. Now, what's really weird about this one is you don't have the option for a civil war for this one. Do I have the option to actually release them? No, I don't, because they're apparently not a part of my nation. But Pakistan has a partial control of them. Nice. So the secret to this one, and don't make the mistake that I made here, is to release Burma early, because that means they'll be a puppet of yours, and that way you won't have to deal with that. Anyway, aggressive, go, off you go. And we initially push through the front line immediately. I think I'm going to add on a little bit more artillery here. This is just a little bit of line artillery. It's not currently meta at the moment because it burns a lot of equipment, but it just adds that extra soft attack edge that needed to do the real good damage. There we go, initially breaking through, and pop, off you go. I'm going to get you guys to attack, but on a more careful plan, and hopefully we can break through. Armored trains, focus on the anti-air improvements. This one's a good one. So you've got the option here with land clearance to do 2 things. You can add an extra building slot, which is really good for playing tall, or alternatively, you can gain extra available resources and a construction speed bonus. The construction speed bonus is one of those too little too late moments. However, if you want to kind of play where you want to fix your agrarian society, then build off the back of it, this is the one to go for. You know what? Workforce integration is what I'm going to do. Even though building slots does give me more flexibility to build off the back of the infrastructure that I've got. Okay, the front line in the east is not looking too good, so I'm going to make a fallback line here and bring the other guys over. And it looks like the front line in the west is going really well. Whoosh! Passive bonuses are worth it always. In this case, artillery is always worth it too. We're stacking soft attack. That is the mission. And on a beeline to the victory points now. How is the war going? Okay, 37% towards capitulation. We're getting there. It's one of those countries that doesn't have a lot of victory points. In that circumstance, you have to kind of defeat them completely, meaning you have to destroy every single division and every single province. Train some more divisions. Then we can focus a little bit more on some mills in the center for now. Once again, they've got a lot of divisions on all front lines here, and we don't really have enough divisions to hold the whole entire front, so that's why I'm moving back and forth. Just individually microing individual provinces to cut off the front lines. Okay, workforce integration is done. Then we can focus on these now, which gives us what we need. Fortunately, losing the stability is so painful as India, so you have to work on working conditions as soon as possible. And we'll go for an agency as well. Okay, we desperately need trains right now, and the emergency train button is here. You lose 5% stability, but you gain 15 trains. It's definitely worth it. We'll assign a few more mills onto armored trains. The railway gun is ready, and we can start building them. Why not? Start building one immediately. At the same time, I'm going to justify on Burma. You know what, Burma? I want your tungsten again. I'm addicted to the tungsten, and I need it for my artillery, so I'm going to start researching that immediately. Top it off as well. I don't care as much about garrisons, so I'm going to put that on low priority. And that's the northern front closed down. And finish them off with a control right click. Boom. Encircled. Still a little bit difficult, though. But the soft attack on the artillery is making all the difference. Speaking of soft attack, more soft attack bonuses. Infantry expert is what we want. Now we're doing some good damage. There you go. The north is clear. Oh, no. One division appeared from nowhere. Where did that come from? And there we go. Okay. The Sten machine gun. British machine gun. Not sure how the Brits feel about us using their equipment now, but it's our research path as well, apparently. All right. So we can go for infantry specialist, which is worthwhile. Logistics wizard is a no-brainer. Oh, we've already got the infantry guy. Never mind. I thought that was a guy that I didn't have access to, but guess not. This is where our artillery guy is, so we'll pop you here and then push into immediately. And I think if I take out Bangladesh, or should I say East Pakistan, sorry, Pakistani audience, I've upset you. In that case, I can knock them out, and I will do that now. I'll cut them off immediately at Calcutta. At that point, I'll have the north and the south in my grasp. Put a spy into Japan. And surprisingly, you know, breaking through is a bit more difficult than I expected. Pakistan doesn't have any bonuses, do they? No. And now we're making a breakthrough, and I can feel the push coming. Oh, there we go. Here we go. And is that enough? We've got max XP too. In that circumstance, we will now go for our doctrine. They've recently buffed infiltration, so I feel like that's the path I want to go down. The reason they buffed it is because the logistical focus now, it does double effect. It used to be 5% for supply and fuel consumption. Now it's 10%, which is really good. It makes it one of the better focuses, so why not? Calcutta's fallen. Is that a cap? No, because we have to take out the entirety of Pakistan. It feels weird to say East Pakistan because that's like, it's not a real thing anymore, you know? The part of me just says like, no, that's not right. No. Speaking about a non-existent country. All right, deploy some more boys. And they're going to go onto this front line. Army regrouping. Kind of running out of focus pretty quickly here, so I'm going to go for the research slots. Now we've got a big industry. We're in a better position to do that. Oh, I still have the ability to go for this, which is working with the Italians, even though I've gone communist. Mussolini won't give up on communism. Boom. Okay, East is over. Unfortunately, though, I kind of need to close all the front lines because I don't want to divert troops over and leave gaps in the front, which is always the issue with civil wars. You never seem to get enough divisions. Feels bad. Okay, artillery is a little bit too ahead of time, so I'm starting going to work on the bare essential, which is production and construction again. I'm surprised, actually. This Pakistan war has actually been more painful than I expected, even when I glitched it as well. So, there you go. Be prepared. Paratroopers for free. Is this something I'll take advantage of? Do I get any free planes? Nope. Anyway, regardless, we need research slots. So in this case, we're going to have to make our way down all the way down to here. So this left path gives a bunch of nice bonuses, so we'll do that first. Okay, north close, south close, pocket here as well. Go, go, go. Make a field marshal front line. So that means when they're done on these front lines, they will immediately join on these ones. Go aggressive. Everyone goes. Win for everyone, I guess. There we go. Close that one. Close this one. Last standing. Very cheeky. There we go. Now control B. Everyone get to the front line to the west. And we'll finish this war. Okay, we desperately need steel now. And the easiest way of getting steel is put less to the market. In that circumstance, we'll go war economy and export focus. And that means we don't need steel anymore. Good. And there we go. Dogpile, Pakistan. India versus Pakistan in one of my videos. Well, that's an edgy topic, right? Go for a bunch of upgrades. We're going for S-pills, interrogation, then econ, then army, then, I don't know, local trading centers. Yep, and I think I was right. Pakistan is one of those nations you just have to eat every single province. Yep, it is. Next up is Indianization of the army, giving XP and army XP. We're going to annex the entirety of Pakistan, east and west. Boom! We lose all of our compliance. That sucks. But it is what it is. We'll go for civilian oversight and then focus on high priority and get that compliance back up. Okay, we lost a bunch of our armies because they were all civil war armies. Bring everyone back now. Exercise to level 3. Get them prepared for the war against Burma. I got a bit of radio propaganda for war support, but I'm still demobilizing because I'm war economy. I'm not over 50 war support, so that's something to keep an eye on, and that will cause protests if we don't look into that immediately. I'm going to queue up a few civilian factories, all in areas where I've got cores, of course. Our economy is pretty good now. We've got a decent amount of civilian factories too. My upgrade for the guns, is it a good one? Defense, not very good, but I'll do it now. I clicked it. Now I'm looking at it, might as well do it. Another dispersed industry done, and we get more building slots, so just check on your production and what you're building. Need tungsten really bad. We'll get that from Burma, but we are justifying on them. That's going to be soon. All right, one army into Burma. That should be enough. Got a spy into Burma too to reduce their entrenchment. An extra 5% war support. Alliance of the Great War. Yeah, why not? That'll sort out our econ problems. Justification is complete. Burma, let's go. And are they going to join a faction? Is anyone going to defend them? No. Good. It's free real estate. And now we get all that delicious tungsten back. 200 of it in Burma. That's insane. Rush the victory points. I don't think they've got enough victory points, so we just have to eat the entirety of the country. Once again, pretty standard for these kind of smaller nations that, well, Paradox have forgotten about. That's not even a joke. Infiltration assault. Minus 10% supply consumption. And now this is the path, the meta path now of reducing supply. Gives stats as well as supply reduction. A deep battle used to be that one now, but not anymore. All right, rally everyone up. Exercise to level 3. Eat a cookie every time I say that. This is my favorite thing to do to know if you need more resources or to change your production. You train a bunch of divisions that we need. In this case, we're going to need, I'd say 13 of these divisions. And you can see that we've got a lack of supply because this green bar isn't filled up. What do we need is artillery and guns. And also, I realize I need to add anti-air onto this division. Oops, I forgot about that. And we don't need anti-air. However, artillery is behind by 40 days and guns are behind by 50 days. Wow, we're so close. We're just perfect. Yeah, so in this case, we don't need to change our production because they're almost perfectly synced. The Indian Sandhurst, which gives 3 fresh generals, Indian generals. Brand new division. I'm going to delete that. We now have artillery. I'll make sure we'll make 9 of these. I don't want to make any more after 9. I do feel like we need artillery more because when you lose those in combat, they seem to hurt a little bit more when it comes down to your stats. Plus, they're more expensive, so you're more likely to lose them. So I want to be on that immediately. Okay, we need more of this tungsten, so what I'm doing is build the infrastructure. Actually, no, there's 109 here as well. We literally have too much of a good thing. That rarely happens in life, doesn't it? Spy into Japan. So I think a bug's happened here because I don't have enough war support for war economy, but I'm on war economy, and it says that I need to demobilize, but there's no penalty. There's usually a ticking timer that says if you don't demobilize within set time, you will get a penalty. But there is no bar, so I guess I'm on free war economy. The Indian Sandhurst. Next up, the Indian Gentleman Officers, which is a permanent bonus that makes recruiting leaders cheaper, which is really good for India because they don't have a lot of leaders to begin with, so that's a nice bonus. Okay, I'm going to fix all these issues I've got with my country here. They do take 90 days. However, in the meantime, what I can do is focus on other stuff. What can I do? We can do a little bit of oil here and a little bit of oil here. So what I'm trying to do is prioritize building factories last and infrastructure first. Does that make sense? And that way, when this is finished, it gives the bonuses you can see here for extra local construction. So therefore, I'll double down on my infrastructure as well as this local bonus to take advantage of the most. This initially may give me the biggest net gain, but I'm not going to crack out a spreadsheet right now and figure that out. Does anyone want me to crack open a spreadsheet and do that right now? Any of you? That's right, none of you. Let's play the game. Okay, deploy these boys. 13 divisions. Exercise to level 3. Train another 24 of them, maybe. It's always good to have an extra army. And it gives me an idea of what I need to produce the most of. And of course, I hover over them. And I'm like 142 days for guns and 12 days for artillery. So definitely guns is the biggest concern we've got. So adjust that. So less on artillery and more onto raw guns. Anti-air upgrades are going to be essential. So we are going to come against some nations that have got powerful air force, and that's something we don't have a lot of because we have no aluminium. Well, a little bit. We need rubber too, which we do have that, and a little bit of oil, but we have a tiny bit of that. So there is a little bit going on, and you could go for an air thrust if you wanted to, but aluminium would not be the right resource for you. Okay, now we can change our production around. We don't need the armored trains as much. We could double-ize by going for motorized priority for our armies. And we can have a little cheeky look at if we need enough trains or any motorized, and we don't. Boom. Okay, we got the option now. We have to work down this path. We can either go on the right path, which is trucks and armor, or artillery on the left. Oh, of course, you know what we're going to do. The left. Okay, we're going to improve relations with China, and it might give us enough relations to get access. Military access. We're building relations up. You can see the number here is ticking up, and we're getting slowly more and more support to ask for access from China. That means we don't have to necessarily join their faction, but we can get access from them, put troops in there. Alternatively, we can join their faction. But they're not up for that, probably because we're not at war with Japan. Access. So if we were at war now, we could fight through their borders, which is not ideal because you can't modify them. In a perfect world, we want to kind of join their faction. Yeah, I think it's time to justify on Japan. Yay, look, more industrialization, which gives us more recruitable pop. And you can see now we have 1.2 million. The number seems going up. That's right, you have unlimited manpower as India now. You have a lot of difficulties when you're a puppet of Britain, but then when you not become a puppet, you become like unlimited power. Fortunately, the marginalized Muslim community, that one, will never go away, I'm afraid, because Muslims behave in India like real life. So we're working on mountaineers now, and the reason we want to do that is because when we go for the special forces bonuses, we'll also go for bold attack. I forgot to do that one. We want to take advantage of the rangers, which allow us to have attack bonuses into mountains, which is always the big issue when it comes down to artillery. Let's make a bit of support equipment, and off we go. The more mile bonuses, take advantage of them. Breakthrough is kind of worth, and anti-air is kind of worth. I did misclick there, and I've lost a little bit of production efficiency, but it's not the end of the world. And also reliability on the guns, why not? Another army. Go to Delhi, train to level 3. And we've got more artillery. So with artillery, railway artillery, you can see that here. You assign it onto an arm and it automatically moves. You can randomly move them with this big line indicating where their effect is. They just kind of behave like planes, but on the ground. They fire from really far away. However, they can get bombed by enemy planes and they don't last very long. Ooh, these are the new generals we've got. So we have a skilled staffer, jungle rat, and a panzer leader. Interesting. This guy will stay behind in reserve, and the other guys will make the main spearhead of the attack. Another spy! He will go into Japan. Improve artillery once again. The most state-of-the-art artillery has the best soft attack, so I'm going to double down on the production of them. Justify on Japan. Do you know what I'm actually going to do? I could justify on Siam. Yeah. No, that's going to take too long to do, so we'll do that later. After we've justified on Japan, then we'll do that. Mountaineers. And now I've got the option to do them. Elevate the Mountaineers. Now the option to add on Rangers, which I will do. There you go. And you can see if you look really closely here, forest, hills, mountains, plains, jungle. Extra movement, attack required because they don't function very well in those terrain types. But then to top that off, we are going to need quite a lot of support equipment. And we might have to import a little bit of aluminium to keep that up. This is an interesting bonus. Revive the screw guns. Giving extra movement for artillery. Enables the mountain gun. A bit of a weird one because artillery don't have movement speed anyway. And if you pair it with other troops, they have the same speed anywho. We'll see how we can use it. It's time. Don't forget about the passive bonuses. Declare war on Japan. Here we go. So leave behind one army here, just in the event of a naval invasion. And then the other guys will join the faction for China. There you go. That's how big China got now. Actual real China size. Now pushing here is going to be difficult, so we need to build a port. Can we build a port for them? Yes. See, this is where the Indian economy comes into effect. Okay, now we'll make a fallback line just to get them to position first. Move them forward. Oh, Lend-Lease. Oh, enemy of our enemy is our friend. Here come the Lend-Lease, boys. What I would like to do is build a few naval dockyards. We can build one here. And that's the only one that we've got. Actual building slot. The reason I want to do that is to get more convoys. If we get more convoys, we can allow more Lend-Lease. And more Lend-Lease means more guns, more war effort. It goes in a big circle. Okay, so to connect my railway guns up, we need to build a railway running into China. This is going to be insane. Just think about this for a second. Like, can you imagine the building this kind of project in World War II just to bring the railway guns over? This is so insane. I love this. I'm going to connect the railways in Burma up to the ones in India as well. Shift that to the top. And there we go. So now we need to wait for those railway guns to finish before we can send them into China. Otherwise, we could put them on a boat and move them over, but then we're going to risk getting intercepted by Japan's big fat navy, which we don't want that to happen. Okay, we have the option to increase war support, so we are going to go for that by easing the navy, a masterclass, and also war props as well to get that war support up. Also working conditions, because I want to get that stability up. Stability is a big problem for India, because you lose a lot of it by fixing your agrarian society. Okay, the railway is being built. We're also building a port here too. We'll help the Chinese attack downwards. Everyone's in position. And the supply is looking pretty good too. So what I'm going to do is delete that fallback line. Make a field marshal order somewhere in the center. And then kind of push towards this peninsula. Everyone get into position. Build planning bonus. And off we go. The railway's almost done. 3, 2, 1. And it's open. We've also got the mountain gun now as well. Okay, railway guns go. And they're actually going to go through the interior now. That's so cool. Join the front line. At the same time, what I could do is connect up their railways in the interior of China as well. Because that way we get a proper connection throughout the entirety. Oh, this is so cool. I feel like I'm using railways the way they're intended. If you ever want to find railway guns, click on the army tab here, which is O, I believe the hotkey. You can see the railway guns here. It's changed by type. And you can shift left click on them and assign them onto an army. And they will automatically move on to there. All right, we're in position. We're in a good spot. We've got decent supply. I'm going to go careful, though. Meaning they will only attack if the chance of winning is very, very high. But different variables in war can affect that due to air forces and whatnot. And as they push, they're doing some good damage. Finish the doctrines. Land attack is great. But adding land, night attack plus 25% is very, very good. We'll finish that off. Another army? Another 24 guys? Yeah, sure. And put them on low priority. As you can see, we're just chewing through the front line here. The damage is amazing. And we're going to focus the bomb. Oh, you need both sides, left and right. Whoops, I didn't realize that. Oh, actually, no, you don't. You don't need the Vickers gun, but you need trucks and armor. As you can see, we're just chewing through the front line like it's absolutely nothing. We've got the bus AA now, so we'll upgrade that. We're going to do a mile upgrade for the artillery, which I'll do for the reliability. And once again, focus on the soft attack bonuses and all the other passive bonuses as well. And as you can see here, we're just chewing through the front line. There's just nothing going on. I don't care about these northern armies. Just go north and field marshal attack. And we're going to go aggressive now because we're winning so much. Just keep winning. Keep pushing the front forward. Grab those ports here and then here. Yeah. I always tend to find that the Chinese and Japanese are quite equally matched, and then the front lines tend to solidify. And when at that point, if you're just the one to push them just like a little tiny little bit, you know, like a little finger when doing a deadlift, that little finger just helps so much, gives so much extra power, you know. In this circumstance, I am that little finger here, giving that tiny little bit of extra power to complete the lift. Don't really need to do much here other than right click, and knocking out Manchukuo is going to make a big difference, so I'd like to do that. That separates the armies into two. Keep pushing though, because you don't want to get stuck in a situation with low supply, so grab those ports. Keep moving. There you go, Manchukuo's been eaten. Everyone else move over to that front line. Go, go, go. The difference is the railway guns having. Oh, 2 of them have got stuck. Oh no, they've all got stuck. Paradox! I'm trying to manually move, and let's see if that does any better. I thought this was doing so well because we had the artillery. Now I'm disappointed they're not even in combat. Oh, that makes me sad. All right, move northwards. Go, go, go. Every single port, just right click on it. You want that supply depot. You want fresh supply to get onto the front line. There we go. Port taken. Another one. And in the north too. You ever reach a situation where you've split the army in half and they can't hold the front, you've won. In this case, you can see their armies are all grouped up in the north and the south. And in the center, there's barely little going on. So you just grab all the ports and then it's done. Finish my doctrines. I can do special forces doctrines now, giving extra movement and attack speed for mountaineers, for rangers, which is essential. I also got access to the mountaineers, haven't I? The mountaineer gun. So where is this? I thought it was a doctrine or a battalion, but it's not. Before, it used to be a national spirit, which would give you like an attack bonus, a movement speed bonus for artillery, but it's not there anymore. It has disappeared on me, lads. It's gone. So if you want to know what cores you've got and which are not, just do F6, and this shows resistance map mode. In this circumstance, you just build in the areas that are considered Indian. That way you can build up the agrarian society bonuses. In that circumstance, that's great. And then you can industrialize different regions, which we're definitely going to do. Yes, Manchukuo is gone, Manchukuo is gone, Korea is getting demolished, and the rest is history. So you can see I ignore these pockets here, and I kind of focus everything northwards just to finish them off. You can see now they barely got anything left. Let's have a little cheeky look to see how well they're doing. Let's get rid of everyone. So Japanese have lost 1.2 million to China and 200k to India. My impact has been made. It's not massive though. Only 12% contribution. And I'm not considered a major power, surprisingly. Yeah, I'm not. And there you go, the final Japanese pocket. Oh wait, no, I tell a lie. Got some boys down here as well. I'm going to justify it on Siam as well, just to be a naughty boy. Lend-Lease. Accept all of it, and now I have no convoys. Send one army down here. I'll connect the railways up. Build a port if I need to. I don't think I will, though. And then finish them off. Saigon, the last port. And then they're encircled. They are encircled. If it wasn't for the reinforcements of the Indians, plus their industrial power to build railways into China, we wouldn't be in this amazing situation. It's done. Also, there's something I've forgotten about as well. Elevated Engineer Corps has been buffed. It used to be a 20% shore bombardment. Well, I say shore bombardment. It's railway bombardment. Now it's 25%. I'll still do that. It also lets you add engineers on for free. That's kind of cool as well. Lets you entrench 10% faster. Wow. Modernizing the army. Doctrine reduction. Not very useful for me because I've already finished my doctrines. I feel like you finish your doctrines a lot quicker now. Maybe what they should do is make them more expensive the further they go down. Like every single one as you further go down, it costs an extra 5 XP. So it feels like you don't just rush through them at lightning speed when you start World War II. You know what I mean? Another upgrade for the guns, and it's soft attack and breakthrough. Plus, we can go for the Mayo policy bonus. Everyone forgets these even exist. Yeah, that's right. You've got an option here for a policy, which does a set bonus. The only one that's worth it is the reliability, in my opinion. You do the same for the rockets as well. The artillery rockets, reliability. And with that, you can get extra reliability, which means you're more likely to recover the equipment in the event of a loss of that equipment when it's damaged and broken. And you can see a breakdown of that if you click on this little note in the top right here, go on to equipment, and you can see here, look, in combat losses, by attrition. So just losing them because they break and firing them, I guess. And also ones that have been recovered. They only can recover stuff that have high reliability, usually like over 85%, I believe. And in that case, you get them back because your guys are so intelligent how to fix things, they fix them on the battlefield. Rough terrain specialists. Yes. Mountain Indian artillery battalions. The royalist of the Indian People's Republic Army. Do you know what I fancy as well? Keeping that supply down. The logistics is king for that. Assault rifles, wouldn't mind if I do, but also logistics. Build a port in the south as well as build the railway up. And now we can go for the Indian defense research, which is... I hate that I have to go through so many focuses to get something that I need, which is a research slot. It feels a little bit too late now because I feel like I've got all the research that I need. India dealing with India problems, right? Another army that I probably won't even use. It's here now. Do war propaganda. You rarely see this as an option. What happens is if you drop below 50% war support, which is the essential to kind of fight wars, you can press this button and it gives you ticking war support. If you have the option to do it and you've got the political power, you want to do it. Supply is king. And now Siam is now a part of India. Oh, and they've joined the Japanese faction. Ooh, cheeky. Siam, such a strange nation. It's like the nation with one victory point, pretty much. And it is Bangkok, and that's it. How can we make a big India? That's the question. Do we annex Nepal as well? India. Research is done. Defense research. So go for the Indian Gurkhas, giving a little bit of recruitable pop in. An elite with Gurkha division. It's a very bad division, though. It's not that great. Okay, we'll go for the nuke tech. Nuclear Gandhi, here we come. And nuclear research is the way forward, I guess. All of a sudden, the Indians have got an appetite for tech. All of a sudden. And I just realized I'm taking a big chunk of Iran because China's invading the Axis Iran. I'm scratching my head here. This is all confusing. It's hard to take on board. I really like connected railways up. But these were all isolated in the south. I just made a big railway across the country. It gives me a little tiny drip of satisfaction. I enjoy that. This is working on an air force, which we don't really want to work on. But I'll do it anyway. Just so I can get this. Oh, this is what I want. Logistics 1, Logistics 2. We can add this onto our best division. Keeping the logistics and supply down is good because that overall will give us more width to put more troops on the front line. Justification on Nepal. What faction will they join though? That's the question. Japan's faction. Fools. Also, I have got an eye for Goa. Gotta hand it to Nepal. They held out for quite a while. Anyway, regardless, yes, we are going to go for Goa. The reason we want that is because this is another part of our agrarian society. This one too. If we can get all of a unified India, we can fully get rid of agrarian society. Well, actually, that's not true. It's still, the icon's still there, but it doesn't do anything anymore. Let's go for extensive conscription, because that makes perfect sense with 3 million manpower in the pool. I wish you could do more with manpower in Hoi 4, other than using it for armies. You know, like, and use it as like a workforce tool or something, you know? I don't know. A way of putting manpower into the factories or something to get a production boost. Something like that, you know? I know what you were thinking. If you're thinking of something a lot darker there, weren't you? Sweden would like to offer us ball bearings. Why not? Another opportunity to get rid of agrarian society. So much for the stability, though. The Institute of Fundamental Research. So that will give us a buff for this one. And then the final one here gives the final buff of the 300% for the very final tech, that one. So it allows us to rush nuclear tech. Nuclear Gandhi possible in Hoi 4. And of course, get rid of agrarian society. There is no long-term gain, by the way, of getting agrarian society at this point. Sure, I'm getting advantage of these little bonuses for resources or construction, but overall, it's kind of a loss because I'm losing stability to gain more manpower when I already have too much manpower. So I'm just doing it for the funsies. Anyway, declare war on Portugal, and we demolish the Portuguese. Boom. Well, there is one more enemy, okay? And unfortunately, it's not a good enemy, though, because it means we have to be at war with the Allies. And it is going to be this chunk of India. Well, France, should we say. France was... Well, to me, I'm like foreshadowing here. I'm like saying, oh, but this is India. But it's technically France right now. You kind of see where I'm going with this? Yeah. Okay, some more research buffs. Stacking all the bonuses. Go ahead of time for the night vision, which is always a goodie. Okay, when you reach this point, be aware that everyone's going to hate you because you're going to be at war with the Allies. But is that a really bad thing? I don't think so. And there we go. We can justify on them immediately. Be aware, you're now at war with everyone. I forgot about Malaysia as well. And I just realized this actually brings in China against the Allies as well. It means that all the ports you want to connect up now as well. Otherwise, you're going to run into situations like this where supplies are moving by ocean, which is really bad because that means they can get intercepted by the massive navy of Britain. In that case, the railroads. And don't forget about Singapore as well, and Malaysia. And they just push in effortlessly, smashing into the front line. But yeah, don't forget about the railway guns. Once again, I just keep forgetting about them. Come the spy master of China. 2 extra spies? Hey, that's pretty good. Research collaboration +1 research slot. So we're a modern nation now. We've got the full 5 research slots. We're as modern as we can be. Are we considered a major power now? Yes, we are. See the toggle here. If you also want to see if you're a major power, go into diplomacy and open country list. And then you see major powers, and you can see I am at the very top. Number 1, baby. And there you go. Singapore encircled. And that's it. The fall of Singapore, but not to the Japanese. Oh, no, no. To the Indian forces. Sided with China, who are also at war with Japan. This game makes no sense. Now we're at war with the 2 island archipelago nations, Japan and the United Kingdom. And there we go. We broke them. And now they're stranded on this island. Oh my god, this is going to be a mass encirclement. 50k on the front, and then another 100k-ish on the rear. There you go. Encirclement business. And I'm in that business. But you want to go the left path because this is specifically a mountaineer path for the mountain artillery, so you want holding the line. There are certain buffs that give buffs to the support special forces, and there are some that don't. In that circumstance, this one only bonuses, gives the bonus to special forces. So get the right one, hover over it, read it. There's steal from Sweden. And also don't forget about improving infrastructure in the little state, because that's what you need to finish up these rural industrializations. Do you know what I'm actually starting to think, you know? They've removed them from these. They have. Oh, so I didn't even need these parts of India. But for satisfaction reasons, I unified India, okay? Is that satisfying? Please let me know in the comments. Boom. Singapore is now ours. Okay. Access into the Soviet Union to fight against the one of many enemies. Oh my goodness. I mean, the world practically. We have a lot of enemies. Also spotted that probably a good idea to stack some more soft attack, and rocket artillery is a easy one to do. Once again, the beauty of support rocket artillery is it adds soft attack, which is great, and a bit of breakthrough too. But it doesn't eat up into the combat width, so that means you can just deal more damage overall, which is always a win. What I'm going to do is I'm hold off researching that until this one is complete and I've worked on that one, because I don't want to stack 2 bonuses onto this one, which is a problem that could happen. In this case, we'll just wait. This is the final agrarian society. I was wrong. You don't need those little microstates anymore. You don't even need Kashmir as well, even though it's core. Kashmir, core of India, but not Pakistan. Oof. Well, actually, is a core. Oh, it's a claim of Pakistan. Oh, paradox. They have stated their political alignment there. I'm sweating, boys. The comment section is going to be very heated. Working conditions is essential because we need that stability. Option for a mile for anti-air. Air attack. Oh, essential. We have 4 armies. We can go for the full 5. Yeah, we have the equipment for that. Reached the point that we've got so much equipment now. Like, I suppose we should be starting to hand it out in Lend-Lease. I've literally become America of Asia. I'm going to go for Dispersed Industry 5. And the reason why I'm doing that is for the building slots, because we're reaching the almost this building slot maximum for India. Hence the reason why land clearance here might be more beneficial, just to add extra more building slot material for India. Yeah, that would actually be way more effective because we need that for the reactors as well. That's something I've forgotten about. Anyway, logistics 4. More supply. It's time for the smiling Buddha. And with that as well, we can actually go for the nuclear scientist too, which gives a boost of 15% research for nuke tech. It's not massive, but it'll help us along. There you go. We've got rid of agrarian society, but there's still 10%. Where's the 10%? I don't know, because there's no more countries listed to get rid of agrarian society. That 10% is just an imaginary number. Pretend it's not even there, even though it's kind of annoying that it is there. But then again, is that really a problem when I have this million manpower? Almost 12. It's not a problem. It doesn't bother me at all. Okay, nuclear reactor tech is next. And then we can go for computing machine. And the bonus of free trade as well that I thought about is also gives extra 5% research time. So that's something you can stack to try and get those nukes, I suppose. Next one, all mountaineers, which includes rangers. So for more org. And the last one is to choose between special forces attack, which is good if you've got other special forces, or the one on the left, which also gives rangers soft attack, which is the one you want. Well, that's doing special forces, but we're not. Extra army deploy. We have 5 armies now, all super low supply. Yeah, 21 combat worth, really low supply due to the logistics. We've got a little bit of rockets going on now, so we'll assign 15 onto you. My upgrade for the artillery, yes, breakthrough. And then we'll just add on that rocket artillery immediately, giving an additional 16 soft attack, which is not something to be snuffed at. That's a decent amount of soft attack. And then we assign everyone on. Extra general, yes. Exercise everyone to level 3. That is our focus tree done, unless we want to focus on Navy, which we don't. I guess we go for a little bit of Gurkhas for 2% recruitable. On top of our 11.5 million manpower. Okay, we don't need it, but it's there. I feel like the spies would be better placed right about there. There we go. Yep, you know the next enemy. You already know. Okay, you'll go here and train, and everyone else is going to go on the front line here. Off you go. And of course, we've got railway guns. How do you find them? Click into here. Railway guns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sign onto that army. You spread them out evenly on a field marshal front line, they'll be accompanied by each general with a railway gun, so don't worry about that. Oh, and another one. Make it 9. These may get knocked out quick, because if they've got cast, they can strike them really easily. The big weakness of railway artillery. They give good stats. They're like basically air control when you don't have air control, which usually reduces defense or breakthrough. But if they get hit really quick and easy, and they don't last very long. Race for the bomb. Nuclear reactor research. We're getting there. Okay, Disperse 5 is done. We're going to go for the construction. And then, yeah, I guess we're building civs. Everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah, no word of a lie. Everywhere. And because I want to be the United States of Asia. That's right, look at the economy of America, which is 266. And I have 84. Okay, all right, we have nowhere near what we'd like. Anyway, top it off. I think what we might do now is for every nation that doesn't have high compliance, I might go for liberated workers. Everyone else is still civilian oversight, but all new land now will be on liberated workers, which gives lots of factories, which doesn't require as much compliance. Yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, there's the Gurkha division. It is a veteran, which is nice, and it's a mountaineer. It's not bad, actually. In all fairness, in most circumstances, I would use it and take advantage of it. But in this circumstance, because I've already kind of settled on what division I want to go with, that's the one I'm going to stick with. Because it's a maxed out veteran, it usually is in a good working order to take advantage of, so you keep the experience. Continuous focus, don't usually do this, but going to go for resistance suppression, -5%. 5% is so small. but it is useful. And you can see green arrows pointing down across the board when you go for that. All right, we're all in position now. Could adjust the supply slightly. Is there a way we can connect up the railways? They are connected, funnily enough. Go from here into the Urals. This is a reason why we're going to take advantage of our industry. This is where the industry really lights up. It wants to build naval ports here. We don't want to do that, so we kind of want to connect everything up. So find your capital, which is Delhi. Then you're going to basically hold shift and control to shift them to the top and build the maximum amount. Ooh, that railway goes nowhere. Here, here, and then here, and then basically work your way along. So the way it normally would work is you just hit the magic button and it would build it automatically for you. But in this circumstance, it's not doing that for me, so I'm having to manually do it. And in that case, I'm actually going to go for this one, construction engineering, which increases railway construction time by 10%, which is going to something we're going to take advantage of in stacks. That's the reason why we're doing it. All right, I think everyone's in position now. Supply is not that great, but that's why I'm building up the railways. I've just realized if I am going to build nuclear reactors, I'm probably going to have to leave up a few slots free, aren't I? We'll do that. So everyone that's got one, I'll drop it down by one. And everyone that is one, there we go. That way we can build nukes if we need to. I told you before, we focus on Asia because that's where our sphere of influence was, but we're a major power now. We're a player on the world stage, and now we're going to be intervening in Europe. Logistics 4 is done. We'll go for Rangers 2 with the recon because take advantage of the extra recon bonus. Something I usually don't care about, but today I will. Go for tanks. The engineers. Yeah, sure. The nuclear reactor is done, and well, we can go for the nuclear bomb. Now you can queue up all your nukes. It's frustrating that you need a building slot to build a nuke. It'd be kind of more convenient for the micromanagement perspective if you just, I don't know, could build them on top of each province, you know, and not need a slot, but it is what it is. And I can finish the railways now all the way to the front line and build them all up. The ones that need the most are the ones that run off the capital, like here and here. There we go. Oh my goodness, look at this list of railways. It's going to take a while to do this. I think in this circumstance, I'm just going to put everything on careful and then just make a very well-organized push now. I think that might actually be enough. Yeah, this is a bit like Japan, really, in a way. They were already kind of weakened slightly anyway, and now I've kind of pushed them all over the edge. Yeah, and it is. It was a bit of a stalemate, but I have broken the stalemate. India coming in at the last second, breaking those stalemates. India are the real MVPs of this game. Whoa, across the world. Around the world, around the world. Oh, and it looks like all our railway guns were immediately destroyed, which does happen, by the way. It casts just absolutely shred through them. That's why, for me, if you've not got air control with your railway guns, they're going to get shredded and destroyed instantly. Hence the reason why I'm kind of reluctant to build them in most games. They cost a lot to build, and they just insta-die. Engineer 2 is done, and go for 3. And I suppose to top that off, we can think about adding on flame tanks. The medium's always the one you want to go with. And then add the flame gun on. Make it a flamer. Mayo. Yeah, why not? Make it cheap. Max that reliability out. That's probably the best flame you're going to need. And top it off, just add it on. Oh, we have no free slot. Oh, wow. Dilemma I'm not usually in. So with this, I would lose some soft attack if I remove the artillery for more terrain buffs. This is the one instance where I actually don't want to do this. Wow. I actually reject the flame tank. Flame tank dismissed. Okay. Recent changes happened. This. Professional officer cause no longer doesn't reduce doctrine cost, give XP. Now it gives division experience gain. What this means is divisions now will gain experience quicker, 15% faster. However, you still will lose XP from losses overall. So just keep that into account. Think about that. Keep a mental note of that. Nuclear bombs are here. Let's make the worst possible plane of existence. Oh, I need to actually research bombs. Okay, I've researched everything that I needed, but not bombs. Okay, we have to go for a bomb. Spies, maxed out. Railways. Ah, they're so close to nearly be done. I think we're in a position we can push. So I'm just going to try a little cheeky probe on the front line to see where we go. We definitely have enough divisions. The firepower is definitely there. Supply is the issue because we're adding supply on top of the Soviet supply. Supply on supply. The ones I want to be focusing on are the ones that are showing red here because the supply depot is over capacity. Bombs. Bomber. And it's all going to be based upon the maximum amount of range. Where's the range? Where is it? There you go. Extra fuel tanks. Too much weight? Yes. Too much weight. I can improve the engine though. Oh, there we go. There we go. So I'm trying to balance the weight to thrust. Extra fuel. Extra fuel. Extra fuel. Yes, it just barely takes off. Well, not quite, but almost. And we don't need many of those. We just need 2 of those. We might have to make fighters to get air superiority, but that might be enough. We'll see. We'll go with 1 mil for now. So many spies. It'd be an awful shame to not take advantage of them, right? Collab government. What this does, if you're not already aware, is it sets up an operation that when it's completed will give you a collaboration of 30% for every time you do it, up to a maximum of 100%. And it will reduce their surrender limit, so you won't have to take out the entirety of Germany to capitulate them. I've always wondered if you could stack that up on multiple nations, you know, like if multiple nations all built collab states, would that drop it below a certain amount? There's a part of me that feels like an exploit is brewing. When you finish your railways, and then there's just more railways that come off the back of those railways. The railways never end. So if you're pushing over a big front line like this and using Grand Battle Plan, you want to keep an eye on your logistics. Look what you're losing and see if you're losing enough to care. In that case, you might want to change around your logistics or maybe make more military factories. Up to you. Whatever you need, that's what you need to be making. I just spotted that Tibet has joined the Axis. Oh boy. Luckily, they don't have access into India. It's only the north. I don't think it's going to be a problem. High explosive. Semi-armor piercing. Semi for this video. Oh. Boom. Deploy, done, and mechanize. I don't care. Fighters, I just don't care. We now have bombers. We'll drop nuclear bombs. Oh, and they're actually bombing us. Who's bombing us? They might be bombing us from Sri Lanka. Anyway, mountaineers. These are my reservists. Stay in Delhi. Defend from home. And this looks like the end of Germany. Turkey's joined, pushing into the Balkans. Greek counterattack. And oh, UK in the very north. Oh dear. Denmark, very liberated. Oh dear, breakthrough has happened. Okay, I think it's time to go aggressive now. There we go. Oh, we've got our first nuke. Nuke time, boys. Close air support. I don't care for that. There we go. Oh, crap. I can only bomb within range. And the closest port I've got, the closest airport is the one here in Iran. Okay, so what can we nuke? Baghdad? Nuke Ankara. No, we can't. We haven't got the range. The dilemma now is we've broken through into the Axis, but then we're bordering the Allies. So we need... Oh, but we can't attack the Allies because they don't have a mutual enemy. Ooh. Okay, let's make a fighter. Pretty standard. Self-sealing. Can do some bombing runs as well. Extra range. Extra range. Oh, it looks like a biplane. That makes me sad. There we go. That looks better. Now, the problem now is I'm going to run out of aluminium. I guarantee you. Yes, aluminium is depleted and there's no aluminium in the world. Oh, there's a bit in China. Tell a lie. And the Soviets too. Well, we're going to have an air force. Wasn't my intent, but here we go. Well, the mountaineers did come in handy. I needed them to counterattack in Iran. And then I guess I'm squeezing through. Faction are they in? Oh, they're not in a faction. Oh, okay. Ooh, democratic Iraq. Shame to end little bursts of liberty. Sorry, lads. Be a shame not to take advantage of these mountaineers with not full bonuses, right? We've come this far, why not? Break in the Balkans and push on Vienna. Now they've lost Berlin and we've got a collab state. They should just collapse. Damn, they just bust through mountains like they're nothing. I like that. Mountains are usually the most difficult terrain to break in Hoi-4, and it's nice to see them just melt. Okay, let's do call to arms and get the Chinese into this because it's creating weird front lines. Yeah, we have a peace conference. Okay, take Tibet, take Iran. Lots of opportunities to take land in Europe, but I don't care for that. And then we take the rest of Iran. And that is pretty much it, I think. Yeah. We'll just keep pressing our demands. I need to stop myself for a second there. I realize I'm playing India. Contest demands. Take demand. Contest demands. Take land. Contest. Take. Contest. Take. Oh, there's one piece of land I can't take. Oh, well, I tried. Wow. That is the most ugliest Europe I've ever seen. What's the factions look like? Okay, they don't look too bad, apart from whatever's going on in Italy here. Oh, and Mussolini's still around. They have completely got rid of Mr. H. There is no German Reich anymore. This is the state of the world right now. So the Axis still exists in Italy. We have the Comintern and the Allies, but they're not at war with one another, which would make life a lot easier for us, to be fair. Japan still exists. They seem to have failed their island ambitions and their China ambitions, and this is kind of what we've got. And we have got the fattest and girthiest of Indias. Let's liberate workers for everyone and see how many factories that gives us. It gives us almost 200 factories, 118 in total. That is a massive economy though. Compared to how many factories has China got? 68. Yeah, we're way fatter than them. Definitely the fat boy, and you can see this is the faction map mode. Definitely Asia, north and south, representing where the Allies dominating the rest. So I could continue this if I wanted to. I'll push through Iraq, push through Turkey, into the Balkans, using nukes as a method of cleaning up as I go. India can be strong. India cannot be in the Allies and can still dominate the world. India, very strong. And of course, manipulating the civil wars is definitely going to make a big difference. Nice. If your name is on screen, you are one of the elite, and thank you for supporting me as becoming a member, and enjoy your early access videos. Click the join button if you want to be a part of the super fun, happy club. Bye-bye.